In this lecture, we will examine how storytelling affects the human brain, how it creates emotional connections, and how it influences decision-making. We will also discuss the neuroscience behind storytelling and how leaders can apply it effectively. Storytelling is not just an art, it is rooted in scientific principles that explain why we are drawn to stories and how they shape our perceptions and behaviors. Objectives of this lecture. In this lecture, you will learn how storytelling engages the brain and improves memory, the role of emotions in storytelling and how they impact decisions, how leaders can use neuroscience-based storytelling techniques to inspire and persuade, how storytelling engages the brain. Research shows that storytelling activates multiple areas of the brain, making information more engaging and easier to remember. When we hear a story, our brain does not just process the words. It creates mental images, simulates experiences, and triggers emotions. How the brain responds to stories. A well-told story releases specific chemicals that increase engagement and retention. Dopamine improves focus, motivation, and memory. Engaging narratives that build suspense trigger dopamine, helping audiences stay interested. Oxytocin, often called the trust hormone, oxytocin is released when we hear emotionally powerful stories, increasing our sense of connection. Cortisol. This stress hormone is released when a story contains conflict or tension, increasing alertness and emotional involvement. Why this matters for leaders. By crafting stories that activate these brain chemicals, leaders can capture attention, build trust, and make their messages more memorable. Rather than presenting raw data, a well-structured story makes information relatable and emotionally impactful. The role of emotions in storytelling and decision-making. People do not make decisions based solely on logic. They rely heavily on emotions. Studies show that emotional connections influence decision-making more than statistics or facts. Emotional versus logical thinking. The human brain has two key areas that influence decisions. The limbic system, emotional brain, governs emotions, instincts, and decision-making. This part of the brain responds strongly to stories that evoke feelings. The prefrontal cortex, logical brain, processes logic and reasoning, but is less influential in immediate decisions than the limbic system. This explains why a compelling personal story is more persuasive than a list of facts. Great leaders understand this and use storytelling to inspire action. Example: how leaders use emotional storytelling. Former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz frequently shared stories about his upbringing to connect with employees and customers. Through relatable and emotional storytelling, he built a brand culture based on community and trust. How leaders can apply storytelling effectively. Understanding the brain's response to storytelling allows leaders to engage emotions, influence decisions, and inspire action. Key storytelling techniques for leaders. Use a relatable protagonist. People connect more with stories when they see themselves in the narrative. Leaders should craft stories that align with their audience's experiences. Incorporate conflict and resolution. The brain is naturally drawn to problems and solutions. A story with obstacles and triumphs keeps people emotionally invested. Appeal to the senses. Descriptive storytelling that includes sight, sound, and touch helps the brain create a vivid experience. Keep it simple and memorable. A well-told short story is more effective than a long, complex one. Example: Elon Musk's storytelling approach. Elon Musk does not just talk about Tesla's technical specs. He tells a story of innovation, sustainability, and a better future. He inspires customers, investors, and employees by painting a vision of an all-electric world. Leaders who understand the neuroscience of storytelling can engage emotions, influence decisions, and create lasting impact.